Welcome to Wow, That's Nuts. We're here again today, and we've got more to say, so listen today. Wow, that was annoying. That annoyed me. I'm sorry. Anyway. What was your favorite city that we visited when we were touring back in the day?
That's tough because there was. I liked every city for different reasons.
My two favorites were, where did we play in South Carolina? Was it Columbia?
Yep.
That was one of my favorites, but my top favorite I would have to say was San Diego.
Yeah.
It's just the vibe there is so cool.
It was cooler too, a lot more 15 years ago when it was more affordable. Well, actually, San Diego was never affordable.
No.
It was always for people that...
But when we were there were people like living in vans by the beach. Remember that? And they just surfed all day. And where else do you... I've never seen that anywhere else, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just the whole vibe of the city is just, for the most part, very cool, very hip and laid back and stuff. But the club we were playing at that night in downtown San Diego, we had to stay inside the club because there was a stabbing right outside, and they made us all stay inside and until like the cops came and figured out the situation, and then we were able to leave.
It felt like we were there for like an hour. I think we were.
Yeah, it was a long
time.
And then when I was walking back to get the truck, these two dudes followed me and Missy to the truck and were like trying to start beef with us. And I thought we were going to get stabbed there. And then thankfully, they just like left us alone and we went back and picked you up and then left. But that was a little scary. Other than that, San Diego is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, the weirdest place we ever played was Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. That is an odd place.
That was like, people literally were like, it was like back in the early 80s over there.
Yeah.
When we were there. Like everybody had a mullet and a tie-dyed shirt.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Remember we were driving there and we took a wrong turn and we ended up like in the mountains, in the woods, and it was snowing and the road was blocked off? Remember that?
We drove like literally 45 minutes on one road to find out it was blocked off.
And we had to turn
and we
around.
Had to turn around and the GPS had to like reroute. And it was a bad snowstorm. Thank God you had the Nissan Titan because we would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden snows out there, and then like an hour later, we could have go. I mean, the things I think about that went on tour, like we're lucky, really.
The scariest thing, the two scariest things that I can remember were, one, we were driving through Iowa, and it was all like fields, and there was nothing around us, and we were almost out of gas. Remember that?
Yes, and it happened again in Utah. We were going through the mountains, and it was like there's no exits.
Yeah,
it would say like ranch exit.
Yeah,
and it was like there was no gas stations for like what felt like hours.
And then the other scary thing was we were out of gas again, and we had to stop for gas in South Chicago. And there was I thought for sure we were going to get shot because we went into like the worst possible neighborhood, and you can tell it's a bad neighborhood when you pull up to the gas station and it's all covered in like plexiglass and you can't go in. Remember that?
They were all staring at us like, are these people for real?
Yeah.
I had like blue in my hair or something, and they were looking at us like, yeah, these people want some trouble. Connecticut plates.
Yeah.
Down here with this Nissan Titan.
That was
they were
scary.
literally looking at us like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. But the coolest place, I think one of the coolest vibes is I like the people in Pittsburgh and Harrisburg. There's something about those people. I don't know if it's like the post-punk like vibe that still exists down there. Like those people were just like all around cool. Like Pam and that entire band that we played with. Motorcycles and like
psychos, not cycles.
Yeah.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
No, the band was called Motorcycles. Great band from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and like they introduced us to all the bands out there that were still like sort of playing and like a part of like it was a scene. It was definitely a scene.
Yeah.
And at one point it was thriving with like punk rock.
Yeah.
So
that was very cool.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things we did when we were in Pennsylvania was visited Centralia.
Yeah, we had the bright idea to do that on the way home because I think we were coming home from Harrisburg. It's usually like Harrisburg was like the last place we'd play, and then we would drive straight home.
I've noticed a theme on here. We always talk about dumb stuff we've done in the past. We've done a lot of dumb things, so there's plenty of
stories.
Plenty of content for that. But no, we were traveling like we went out of our way to go to Centralia because I was a big fan of the movie Silent Hill, and there was some like talk about that movie, Centralia inspiring that movie, which I don't know if is true or not. But in any case, for those of you who don't know, Centralia is a ghost town now in Pennsylvania that has been on fire since 1962. There's a coal mine underneath the town, and it's been burning since May 27th, 1962, and it's still burning. And if you go there, at least when we went there, this was like what?
2010.
2010. We had the bright idea to take our very large Nissan Titan and drive right into the middle of Centralia and just see the like area. See, because there's little holes in the ground with smoke coming out of them everywhere in that town. And that's why there's only like 5 people that live there anymore. So it's basically a ghost town.
And they were told like everybody left that town, and they were told they need to leave because of the gas that comes up through the house. It's like dangerous.
We found a way to incorporate gas into this story.
Well, we're actually talking about another kind of gas, but
yeah.
I mean, it's geez.
The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection says the Centralia mine fire has been burning in the Buck Mountain coal bed since May 1962. The official warning is blunt. Dangerous gases are present, and the ground can collapse without warning. That is what makes Centralia more than a ghost town story. So we knew that going there, and we thought it would be a great idea to take our huge truck and drive right into the middle of the town and not worry about falling into the coal mine that's on fire.
We got some amazing photos, though, I remember. We got to try to dig those out. They got to be somewhere because we got a lot.
Yeah, I still have them somewhere on a hard drive or something. I got to find them. But yeah, the original Silent Hill video games were not based on Centralia. The creators have stated that the games were a blend of Japanese horror tropes, Midwestern settings, and 1970s and 80s cult cinema. However, Centralia directly inspired the atmospheric setting of the 2006 Silent Hill film adaptation. That's pretty much what inspired us to go there. Screenwriter Roger Avery used Centralia's real-life underground coal mine fire, which has been burning since 1962, cracking the streets and emitting smoke as the basis for the town's visuals. So it really is like crazy when you just drive into a town and see smoke coming out of like holes in the ground everywhere.
Like, I didn't even know the ground could be on fire. They said that they're predicting another 200 something years of this.
I don't understand how that happens, but it's crazy, dude. I mean, how does a fire burn that long? Yeah. I don't get it.
There were like craters in the road, like
science.
There was one part where like you could look over and see the fire down there. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It's still going on.
Yeah.
And they said it's supposed to, because of the coal mines, it goes into the next town, and that next town's going to be in trouble eventually.
Yeah.
It's like a literal hell on earth.
It's just another crazy story of stupid things we did when we were on tour. Remember we showed up at the place in Cleveland and they told us we didn't have a show, even though when we were touring, we booked all our own shows, and we just would drive to these places and play and hook up with other like local bands and play with them. But there was this one club in Cleveland that we booked a show at, and we drive there. And the bartender's like, yeah, we don't have anybody playing tonight. Even though we had emails from the promoter saying that we were booked there. So we were just like, okay. So we just drove to the next city. That sucked.
We got to go to the Cleveland Zoo. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Remember my hands swelled up like balloons, and I kept talking about it all day. I was like, why are my hands swollen?
I remember you talking about it all day. I don't remember it actually being a thing, but,
Yeah, it was from like all the salty food we were eating on tour and probably all the alcohol. And then we walked around the Cleveland Zoo and it was like 90 degrees out. And we were all like, oh my God, my hands, look at my hands. They look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
They looked like normal hands to me, but
what the heck was wrong with some of these promoters? Like, why do they all, not all, but there is definitely a, what do you call it, to promoters? There's a...
Aesthetic?
Yeah, for sure.
At least there was back when we were booking shows. They all kind of operated the same way. And let's do a little song about our experience with promoters. Hey Pino, my band would like to play at your club.
I'm all booked up. Sorry, Bob.
But you told me last week to call you today.
I don't know what I said, but I don't know what else to say.
But you said you watched our videos and our band is great. And you definitely wanted to book us a date.
I know what I said, but I am old and tired. I just don't care anymore. I should probably be retired.
Hey Pino, it's been a month. I'm reaching out again.
I got a spot for you Tuesday at 2 a.m. Bring 200 people and I'll give you $50. Promote it all yourself, cause I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, so that was pretty much our experience dealing with promoters back in the day.
That's a 50-pack of cigarettes a day voice right there.
None of it matters because a meteor is going to come and blow us all away anyway, so.
Right?
Everyone's freaking out about El Nino right now. You hear about that?
El Nino!
El Nino, screwworms. Whole country's going to hell.
It's going to hell in the handbasket.
An El Nino event is rapidly emerging in 2026 with the World Meteorological Organization predicting over an 80%...
We still can't say that word.
Meteorological.
Predicting over an 80% likelihood of it forming between June and August. Forecasters anticipate this will be a strong event, potentially persisting into early 2027 and fueling significant global weather shifts. Current forecasting conditions probability models indicate nearly a 90% chance of El Nino dominating the weather through the 2026, following a brief period of La Nina conditions earlier in the year. What the hell is La Nina?
It's like the weather before the big...
Yeah. Calm before the storm.
Yep.
The last major El Nino event spanned from May 23 to April 24. It was one of the 5 strongest events on record and delivered a massive injection of heat into the global climate system, making 2024 one of the hottest years ever documented. I don't remember that. Do you?
No.
It didn't really affect us too much.
Well, it's like every time we turn around, something catastrophic is going on, especially since the pandemic. Everybody's been like this since the pandemic.
Help!
We have not gotten a break. Actually, our generation really hasn't gotten much of a break. Remember what happened in 2008 and like the serious crash that went on there and the huge housing crash and everyone's house foreclosed on them? Like,
yeah.
It's been nuts.
I was born in the blizzard of 78. My son was born during Hurricane Irene in 2011.
Oh, that's right.
So, point being, there's always going to be crazy weather.
Yeah, the weather, we can't control that, but we can control the hoodlums in office.
Well,
the derelicts.
We can't because they're all in office still.
I know.
But if El Nino isn't bad enough, now we have screwworms back in the United States. They were found in Texas in cattle, and they hadn't been there since
the 60s.
Yeah. The flesh-eating New World screwworm returned to the U.S. after decades of eradication when a breeding barrier in Central America breached. This allowed flies to spread from South America through Mexico and into Texas, facilitated by pandemic-related factory disruptions, climate change, and lax livestock monitoring. I mean, that's scary, but what are you going to do about it?
I don't know, but that is so gross. Did you see what they look like? And they're called
I only saw the fly version.
Screwworms. Like, they called them screwworms. Like, it doesn't get any worse than that. And then we got these ticks. Do you know that farmers are literally saying that they found I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm willing to believe the farmers over dirty politicians, that there's boxes that were dropped from planes full of ticks of these ticks that are now like killing people, and they're killing cats. Cats are showing up dead all over the place. So anybody that's watching this, if you let your cat outside, you need to get the cat, like, you need to get the treatment for the cat in the back of the neck. And there's some that are not good. I know that. You got to look into it. Like some of those ones that you buy at Petco are not good.
Yeah, I don't know. Our outdoor cat wears a collar, or like a flea and tick collar. I don't know what kind it is though. But he never has ticks on him or fleas.
And he's your only one that goes outside, huh?
Yeah, but he goes all over the neighborhood. He goes in the woods and stuff, and he never comes back with ticks or anything. So
well, be really careful because apparently it's bad. Like, and in that Powassan disease is like on the rise right now that the ticks carry.
yeah,
It's just nuts. It's like I said, like that whole thing with the ticks never sat right with me, and it seemed like it just kept getting worse in the years. Now, like these ticks carry all kinds of tick-borne illnesses. It's not just Lyme anymore.
yeah. I mean, it's good to be aware of all this stuff, but if you spend your life in fear of it, then what kind of life is that? You know what I mean?
But you got to prepare now. Like if you're going to go for hikes and stuff, like you got to do all the things that they're telling you to do, like the white socks and the DEET or whatever you got to put on you. Rappel.
It depends where you go too. Like if you go on a path in the woods that's tread normally, there's not going to be as many ticks there. But I remember going in back of mom and dad's where the airport is, and I would come out of there covered in ticks because it's not like it's
There's
owned
no
by
path.
There's no path.
Yeah.
So it's owned by the government, and you're not supposed to go back there. But and I haven't gone in years. But when I did go back there, I'd always come back covered in ticks because there's tons of deer that hang out back there. So deer ticks are everywhere.
Yeah. Remember when we were kids, we would go for hikes with Pepe, and we'd come back and they'd be crawling all over us. We'd be like, oh no, and we couldn't kill them. Like we'd be like slamming things on them, and they're just like. They don't die.
Yeah, the other day Marley was like, I found a tick, but I killed it. I was like, no, you didn't. And she's like, yeah, I stepped on it. I was like, it's still alive. She's like, no, it's not. And I showed her, and it was still alive. You got to flush them.
Bugs are just the worst. They are the worst thing about living on this planet, I think. Like I imagine if you end up in hell, it's going to be like just all those bugs with you, just dancing around, like laughing at you. Like
Well, welcome to hell.
like not dying, biting.
I'm gonna bite you.
Biting you all day long, like you know. Oh God, coming out at night, scaring the crap out of you.
Hell is full of mosquitoes and spiders.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Welcome.
Oh God.
I'm gonna crawl all over you.
That's why I never really was a big hiker or got into nature because I hate bugs. I remember camping in Girl Scouts and I remember being in the tent with like all the girls, and we were just, I don't know how old we were probably like 8, 9. And and it was kind of cool because it was, you know, you don't hear anything out there but the crickets. And I remember just like looking up at the tent, and this huge spider was just walking on the tent. Like I was just like, why? Like you could go anywhere else. Why are you on our tent? You know, and I'm like, because he wants to get in here.
He's looking for you.
Yeah, he wants to be in here scaring the crap out of us. I think they're evil. I think spiders are evil. But I told you the only time I felt like I really kind of got over it was in Costa Rica because they're literally the size of like they're bigger than the size of your hand, and you have to, you got to live with them.
That picture you showed me of that spider on the window in Costa Rica freaked me the hell out. I would have burned the whole house down. God.
Yep.
But there's some things from our childhood that are in life that are still good. Like, did you hear that the Rocky Point Clam Shack is in the Warwick Mall now?
Yeah, we got to go. I never went when it was like a dilapidated, like it looked like a pop-up. It actually looked like a ride from Rocky Point. It was like a pop-up, and they put it in the old Ann and Hope parking lot.
Oh, I remember that.
It was like a rinky-dink, like I never went. And I lived right over there, unfortunately, for like a year. And I never went.
For those of you who don't know, Rocky Point was a theme park, an amusement park that used to be in Rhode Island, and it closed. When did it close?
Like 1994 or 97 or something like that. It was
Anyway,
something like that.
It was a huge part of our childhood. We would go there every summer, and it was a typical amusement park, but like a rinky-dink one where they had a haunted house and a Ferris wheel and all kinds of rides and stuff. and they closed it down because I guess I would assume it wasn't making enough money to stay open.
It's so sad because it was literally like the only thing we had around here that was ours. And we and everybody from this area lived there because it was affordable and you could just go and and some of the coolest bands ever played Rocky Point Stadium. Rocky Point, whatever it was called, the Rocky Point stage, not the stadium. But
yeah, the way it was set up was really weird though. When you first drive up to the amusement park, there's this huge restaurant, like a seafood restaurant, and then you go into the park. But we always used to have this dilemma, do we eat seafood and then ride the rickety roller coaster and throw up? Or
or do we throw up first and then go eat the clam chowder and clam cakes?
It's whoever designed that didn't really think it through. Let's have people eat a bunch of seafood and then go on rides. That's great.
Ew.
Can you imagine how many people threw up on those rides? Seafood of all things, too?
I know. Only Rhode Islanders would think of that.
Gotta have seafood, kid.
And then the haunted house was just it was the dumbest haunted house, but it was the coolest haunted house. Because I can still smell it. You can still the ride's going up like this. It's going up you can hear it going. And then all of a sudden the doors go boom, and you're like.
And there's a little skeleton head this big with a red light on it. That's it. That's it. That's the ride.
All that happens. We go on it 20 times. We're like, oh my God, it's so scary. I actually got to see the whole, it was the most, I can't explain the feeling, but I went in it must have been 2010. So when all the exciting stuff happened, I guess, in our lives. And me and my friend Ryan went down there, and the whole park was still in piles of the ride that they demolished. So it was still sitting there in piles. So you could walk around and see oh, that's where this ride was and that's where that ride was. And it was the saddest feeling because everything had overgrown and was over it. But I got to see all that. But all of a sudden, as we were coming out the way where the banquet was and everything, and we were walking out, all of a sudden we hear, woo! And the cop pulls right up to us and he's like, all right. He's like, put your hands on the car. And we were just I thought he was joking. I was just oh, what? He's like, what, do you think you can just hop over this and jump over that and come down here when all the signs say do not enter? Or I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I was like, I just really wanted to see it. This was my childhood. I'm really sorry. And then you could tell he felt bad. When we weren't doing anything wrong. But people would go down there obviously and spray paint the heck out of all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the middle of the day we were there. And you know what's funny? After that happened, there was these forums I found online of people talking about how they should let us go see the place, because, we all want to go see it. And they made it open to the public, within weeks after that happened. And because I found a forum of everyone talking about why don't they just let us walk over there? And so then they finally did.
Well, they got rid of all the debris, and now it's a huge field, right?
Yeah, they at first you could see all the debris, and then they got rid of everything, and then there was big talks about do we want to bring it back? And there were all these meetings, and I went to them and stuff, and no, the state just wanted to take it over, and now it's just a big nothingness.
It's a big field of nothing. Remember the Rocky Point theme song? This is what the Rocky Point theme song would sound like today. Come with your family. Come with your friends. That's the Rocky Point tradition, 'cause it's summertime again. Rocky Point, field of nothing. Rocky Point, where your childhood died. Rocky Point, you're all invited to see the field of So that's what the Rocky Point theme song would sound like today.
A field of nothing.
That's exactly what it is. It's sad. But, now there's Six Flags and stuff which wasn't there before.
Yeah, Six Flags. Bend over and take out $500. Forget it.
Though that's one of the reasons why Rocky Point was so popular, because it was affordable, like you said.
Yep.
But Anyway, another part of our childhood that died. What are you going to do? Huh? Anyway, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
No. It's the usual.
All right. Well, I hope you all are enjoying your summer and enjoying the nice weather. And we thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.